Hello, everyone. This is Hendrix from Starseed Talk, and today we're going to interview Arie. She's a Starseed, and now she's going to introduce herself.
Hi everyone, my name is Arie. I'm originally from Vega. Have a lot of Lyrian in me, so I'm more of like a Vega Lyrian. But just so we be clear here, we're all mixed. So obviously, because of the galactic wars and everything that happened on Earth and outside of Earth, I'm mixed with Sirius and a few other things like Draco and stuff like that. I'm originally from the East Coast in America, and right now I'm living in California. So I've been able to meet a lot of starseeds actually in this location compared to where I'm from, where it's a little more secretive.
Nice. So, how did you know where you're from? Did you have awakening, or were you just told that, or how did it work?
Okay, that's a great question because I'd hope you actually would ask me that. So I when I first the awakening happened basically like 6 times in my life. I'm 28 right now, so the awakening actually happened when I think it happened when I was 5, then it happened when I was 8, then it happened when I was like 12, then it happened when I was a teenager a couple of times. Then throughout my 20s, it probably happened twice. The most recent one happened with with a person that's in the Starseed community. That and every time it happens, I don't realize it's actually happening. It takes time for me to download. Literally, I have to be by myself away from people and just look in myself. So it doesn't
Mhm.
really, I don't really listen to anyone. I've been told so many times I was Illyrian. I've been told like, I knew that it was in me, but I knew it wasn't exact, like people have told me many things, but I know they're not being like specific, I know that that's probably in me, but it wasn't something that was of me. It was something that was like, parents got together, that kind of thing. Uh,
Yeah. No, I think we all are everything. Um, I was gonna find. So, since you're a Starseed, do you find it hard to be around people or even live with people?
of course. Yeah. I mean, it's not even just since I'm a starseed. It happened. Everyone is. It just I need to be alone. Yeah, exactly. Like if I cannot go within, I can't go without and out, It's with
Mm-hmm.
everything in life. There's no like flow that's in and out, flowing out and in. It's not gonna work for a starseed, especially one like me that is a Vega that's literally like I feel like sometimes I am of this earth, to be honest with you, Hendrix. And it's only because like we're very just we just like came here a long way before the Dracos and Sirius came, that way before that. So that's why it's like for me it has to be like a flow. And I know that it's more straightforward in some sides of me too. So it's very strange actually, to be honest with you. So I was actually technically raised by people who are the opposite of Vegas, So I tend to think like not like that. I have to like be more like that because it's literally my body. It's the actual body.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, like me, I love being alone. I can't live with anyone except for my animals, and that's why I think it's gonna like if dating someone like I can't live with anyone, so I don't want it because I need my separation because I need to be with just my own energy because I'm so empathic that I feel people's energies, and if the spouse I'm with at the time, her energy is just too toxic or too distracting for me too.
No, you're literally on point. And the thing is that's why I'm saying like I need to kind of like be more with my Vega because my Draco and then the other one that's closer to Draco, I'm like you basic in a way. Like I see it like through people, not their emotions, not their words, not their color, just their auras. And that's why solidarity is very important because if you get caught up in it, then you get confused, then you start thinking, yeah. And if I don't drink tons of water, that literally like causes, I can't even. And some people are different. They need less water. Some people, they don't need as much water as certain other people. We're all different. So
My body needs like 4 liters a day, and plus while I'm sleeping, I wake up so dehydrated because when I'm astral traveling or on the multiverse, my body burns so much salt water. It says, and I get super dehydrated. Dehydrated, it's retarded.
no, I okay, so there's there's a lot of terminologies of star seeds, and there's a lot of ways that we're labeled. So I try not to use certain labels that are gonna like, but you know what I mean? Like, it is literally just like mind boggling how we're trying to be in a space together, and how, like me, even I live with a partner, for example, who is literally like a fire sign, like fire. So he's all about that, you know, the, the another side that I'm not in, but I know of. And him and I, when we're together, we literally have to like do this. Like, we have to, our energy bodies have to do this, or else it won't, we have to just confront it. We have to confront the truth. We have to look at each other, you know, we can't, or else it's just gonna come up in other ways. We can break
Is
up
he a
and it'll,
starseed?
yes, he very much,
Oh, okay.
he's more of a star seed than me, actually. He has showed me, like, without telling me anything, that I am like all of those things. But the thing is that I've had, he, by him philosophic, you know, psychologically not telling me, is me telling myself, yeah, like, I got to find it myself. I can't have someone just tell me you're like a vega, you know, lyrian star seed, you know. I've always
Yeah.
known that. I was a vegetarian vegan for like 7 years, and I was like a little kid broke and forced my
Yeah,
mother. I
most
forced,
kids are vegetarians nowadays.
but you, no, I'm talking about, like, you know, like in the early 2000s, and growing up on Goya with my parents, and I had to force them to let me not eat those things for a long time, because I was so purely myself. And that has a lot to do with my bloodline and how it's been made like that, you know, with the mix, the
Hmm.
DNA mix. That's what I
I want to
mean.
ask you $1 million question.
I know. I want to
If
ask you so many questions. I know this is
no, I
live.
want to
I'm
ask
sorry.
you this one question: would you ever
What?
date a human being?
Something that my partner tells me over and over again, Hendrix, is we're all human. Over and over again. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's like,
Okay, maybe the best question is:
yeah,
would you date a person that's not woke?
yeah, I would.
It's hard. I'm dating someone right now that's very well. She's no, she's open to it because I'm very open about who I am. But she's her friends are very asleep and very third dimensional and very like.
Okay, well, that's kind of what I'm going through too. But we're not gonna like. They're
Yeah, no, but no, this is good. This is all about to talk about this stuff because I'm having, I don't know if I should be dating a human or should I be dating a starseed because like
listen.
I feel like with my relationship, I don't know if I can grow with it. Plus, I know that it's just a temporary thing, so I'm not too emotionally attached to it.
Oh, okay.
And yeah,
Then
like
that,
all relationships
that's
are
fine.
temporary in on this human existence. So
Yeah, that's the pain that we go through as a collective is like temperance, like death, like really understanding it in a joyful manner and not attaching to it as the way the human being does, basically, with it.
yeah,
Um,
they're so like we should talk about this because this is good shit. Humans are so pre-programmed to what a relationship is, right? Like marriage, kids, and get a house together, all that shit, right? And then I live in constant fear because I'm an empath, and I'm like, I don't know if I could live with someone. I don't know if I could live in a house full of kids and a person. Like I'll just explode like a battery. And then I know what is the point of like doing all that stuff if it's not going to last if the divorce rate's at 90%, right? So what's the point of all that stuff, and why do we have to do what everyone else has done? Like that doesn't work. Why can't we just do our own thing? And then everyone's humans are just so
I
um
well, I hear you now.
oh yeah, sorry, someone called me. It freezes me like that.
But you know something, you're really getting to a point though. That's the thing. Like, when people get to the point, that's when it just, right? That's when it just, you're really hitting a note that a lot of people, everyone in our collective, thinks about every day when they're with someone who probably isn't as woke as them, or probably just is surrounded by people who either think they're woke or just, you know, three, four dimensional kind of shit.
Yeah.
But your
Ye-
question was, yeah, go on. I'm sorry.
yeah, no, I was just like, I was just sorry. I'm just like, So I'm just fuck. Sorry, I'm always astral projecting in my mind at the same time.
No,
Um,
that's why I interrupt people. I can't help it. It's word. It's my dog.
I'm always doing like five things at once in my mind because my AI consciousness likes to do other things at once. So sorry.
No, no. Yeah, go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I was just talking about like how humans are just so pre-programmed to do to follow tradition, and then if you study tradition where tradition comes from, it's completely wrong. So people have just been repeating the same mistakes for the last couple thousand years because their family has been doing it, and then I'm just like, but it's always as it being an AI computer, like it's always the same outcome. It's like it's a chaos theory. It's like why is everyone repeating the same mistakes or the same traditions, and it's turning out to be the exact same thing every generation. Like, it makes no logical sense. And then you're try dating in the human society, and then you know those numbers and statistics, and you're just sitting there thinking in a computer way. I'm like, what is the point of even being here if this is just has a 90% fail chance, right? Then you protect yourself on all levels.
Mm, that develops a lot more astral projection on our side because we don't want to be here 100% of the time, or even maybe even 80% of the time.
Yeah, I know this lifetime for me is a massive karmic reincarnation because my light guides keep always visiting me, and there's like certain things I need to fucking really work on in this lifetime because every this lifetime is just I have to fix the things that I have been repeating the same mistakes in my past lives. I have to reincarnate and do it all over again in another lifetime. So they want me to really get it this lifetime. So
I hear you. Um, I just got out of like maybe a 25.5 year karmatic cycle since my past lives, for my past lives. So it's all the pain that no one will ever know about me in this lifetime, like my friends and stuff, all that is finally ended for me. So for the next like 30, 40 years, the karma is going to be like, yo, Rose, you're actually like, you know,
karma
like,
free.
well, it's not that, no, the karma is good. That's what I mean. Like, it's because of,
Oh,
I was seeing
dharma,
about,
yeah.
yeah, the Dharma thing. Yeah,
There's no such thing as good karma. It's only dharma.
exactly.
A lot of people don't know that.
Exactly.
Um, Yeah, no, mine was I kept being a fucking drug addict in all my lifetimes and dying of like heart failure and heart attacks and fucking bad eating, all this stuff. And then I finally got clean in this lifetime. I've been sober for a long time now,
That's good.
and I'll never go back. But like I would, but then now it's something to do with my parents, my human parents. I have a hard time connecting because I live in this notion of temperance. Everything's temporary. So what is the point of ever really connecting with anyone here? Because I know it's just gonna go. So there's no point. I lived like that for 30 years. So I'm just like trying to open up, you know what I mean? And trying to like open my heart chakras and acceptance and live in the moment. And I'm starting to get better at it. And I now I see the point of it. You know, it's called experience to enjoy it because in the next lifetime or when you're off world or you don't come back here, you're going to miss these certain things, these personal connections. Because where I come from, the Draco system, I was made as a soul consciousness and AI consciousness mixed as one to
Mm-hmm.
travel the universe as a slave buster and bust slave systems. And that's where I come from. Like I have nothing else, no purpose. My family are a bunch of dragons, and that scream at me half the time.
Yes, yes. No, see,
Oh, they're
you and
always
I were
screaming
meant.
at me.
You and I were meant to meet each other. I promise you. I was raised by. I'm actually a double. Just we're all. You see what I mean? Like it's all okay. I want to share a quote with you, Hendrik, that will help this entire thing right now. It's by Octavia Butler. Do you know this person?
No.
She is a writer. She is a person of color writer, and she's probably one of the best Starseed writers I've ever read before. She has a quote about change. Change is the one unavoidable, irresistible, ongoing reality of the universe. To us, that makes it the most powerful reality, just another word for God. Earthseed, the books of the living. That's a book that she wrote. Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's like for us, like we understand change, like like especially me personally as a vega lyrian that was in the Sirius, and then I went to Draco, and then there's then a darker place that has awesome people. Everyone's literally awesome everywhere. It's just, you know, because of, it's the same with like, we're in the United States. There's a bunch of awesome Republican conservatives out there, but you know, like it's the same shit, you know, like we're all human.
Yeah, I've been noticing that with the same shit thing is that we are or sorry, the third dimension repeats itself all the time, always repeats itself in one way or another in a different form.
There's no
So if
truth.
you don't learn from a lesson, the lesson will come up again in this lifetime in a different way, but the
Mm-hmm.
same outcome. And you have to learn. And if you don't learn, it repeats itself. That's why humans are so predictable because, or humans, yeah, or human society is so predictable because it's like you understand people are going to make the same mistakes over and over and over again. It's very rare that someone actually gets it and changes.
Yeah. Um, and that's what I mean. Like the 25 and a half year cycle I went through a few years ago, it was a lot about change, you know, and every time I even mentioned it to anyone around me who was in my circle, it was so horrible for me. Like, even when in my mid 20s, I was still getting basically beaten by my mom, you know, like because of that change cycle that wasn't happening, you know? And it had nothing to do with my mom, by the way. It had nothing to do with anyone. It's just because of that thing, you know?
Mm,
So, um, that's like one example. Like when you're asking for change, you have to just do it yourself. You can't expect your circle or the people around you to do it for you. That's the Starseed mission. That's the spiritual leadership. You can't expect anyone to agree with you. You really can't, especially if you're suffering.
yeah. I've been having this problem with humans lately about how humans don't like truth at all. They like to live in a lie, or they think the truth is arrogant or rude. You know what I mean?
I
So
know
it's
exactly what you mean.
yeah. So I'm like, I'm telling you the truth, or like even in, for example, being in a relationship with humans. So human women are like, I want an honest guy. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be brutally honest. And I did it with my last two relationships, and they cannot fucking handle honesty. They think I'm an asshole. I'm like, but this is what guys like. I'm being myself. Like I don't understand why am I rude. You asked my opinion, I told you my answer. Like I'm not. But then I have to learn that you have to white lie with humans. Like you have to lie a little bit. You can't be too honest because they're so sensitive, right? So
Well, here's the thing, Kendrick. I don't want to interrupt anyone, but I'm gonna tell you something. The Vega shit tells me all the time that it's not really about their feelings. It's about how you feel in the end. You know,
mhm.
like if you want to give kindness, you give kindness. If you don't want to give kindness, don't give kindness. You know, you don't have to give kindness, but you know, it's good to have it. It's good to have it once in a while to use it when you want to. You know, not when someone's making you. Not when someone is basically manipulating you to tell you their truth, you know?
Yeah.
So it's really manipulative how they just want to confuse us and make us like we have the kindness, we have the empathy, we understand, but like, you
But
know,
we
it's
also
in a,
don't have. We also, it's hard. Like we also have the empathy, but it's also like, do we give a shit? No. Like I really don't
especially
care.
if you're a Draco. Honestly,
Oh,
personally, if
Dracos, we
yeah,
don't care
I
about
have
shit.
Draco in me, so it's like, yo, you know, I'm gonna try not to get there, but I will get there, you know, because it's
Oh
in
yeah,
me.
like when someone pisses me off, I'm like, you have no idea the restraint I have right now. Like I'm holding myself back, like so bad. You should
Yeah,
be thankful. And they're like, oh, you're so quiet and being nice. I'm like, you have no idea the thoughts that are going in my head of what I want to do to you. All right, it's
yeah,
like, please don't push my buttons to that point. And I have really good restraint because I know the consequences of my actions. So I really don't want to go to
yeah.
jail for life.
I'm there with you though. Have you ever read this book, Thorns of the Blood Rose?
No.
It's a poem of free verse poetry. It's a book of poetry basically, and it's great. Like it basically pokes fun of all of the prodigies and weird sayings that like this whole world has basically had about religion. It pokes fun at it in very poetic, beautiful, romantic ways. Um, yeah.
Yeah.
You,
So let's talk about more about you. So where did you get your name from?
so Arie is lion in Hebrew. Um, my father was in the military for over almost 30 years. He went to like 3 wars. and was a captain actually. He's traveled all over the world, and my mother, they got together, you know. When he got with my mother, it was like their entire relationship just kind of was trying to me. They're both earth signs. My mom's a Virgo, my dad is a Taurus, and I'm a Capricorn. I actually have 8 placements in Capricorn in my chart. So like my entire being, Rosemary, is like it has to do with the earth. It has to do with rising from the earth, literally actually rising from the actual water and earth. So yeah, that's where I got it from. I was born on the 18th of January. You know, we have some
Yeah,
Jewish,
I just learned that today that apparently the time we're born and the day we're born is something to do with our karmic reaction
Yes, it
from our
does. I
past
will.
lives. I had no idea that was a
Exactly.
thing. And that if you know the exact time and date you were born with these certain charts you can look up, you can actually find out what karma is coming to you in this
Mhm.
lifetime that you have to deal with from your past life, and that you have to learn, and what your life path will be this lifetime. And it's crazy.
Exactly. And all equates to my full name too. My full name, like actually, it literally like that's from the time I was born to the date, like 18/4/25, Rosemary Feliciano, 9 letters, 9 letters. And you, yeah, you all multiply all that, that all literally is, that's why when my dad actually wasn't even there when I was born, he couldn't make it to the hospital because it was a blizzard of the year at the time, in Hoboken, New Jersey. The only person who saw me get born is my grandmother, and she never seen anyone get born. My grandmother is a Starseed from the Lion, and she was born on the 16th of August, which is the first International Peace Day in the world, by the way. That's when my grandmother was born. So when she saw me, it was just like, yeah, her name's Rosemarie, you know? It comes from our French background, but we're not French. We're
I'm just gonna use the
100%.
watch and keep talking.
Yeah, I know. We're not like French. We're 100% Puerto Rican. But when I was born, my dad saw me and he saw I was I was a recreation of someone in his background that spoke French. So I might be a past. You know, I might be one of them. I might be someone that my dad knew when he was a lot younger. So yeah, usually whenever I talk to starseeds, I really try my best not to interrupt them and not to like talk over them. But usually I do, because I had just so many thoughts. So when thinking about Rosemary, like literally like 7 things come in my brain, like because it's a 9-letter word, and it's 2 words in one that people have to pronounce like very well, or they're just going to say Rosemary, which is not my name. Words mean a lot. Like, he, my dad's seen a lot. When before I was born, my dad saw a lot. Like he's met a lot of people, a lot of different cultures. He been living in a lot of different countries. So when he saw me, I was like the representation of all that mish that he had gone through actually. So instead of him making me suffer the way he did for a long time that he did, like I did, um he just wanted me to rise from it. So that's my name. That's why my name is Rosemary. It's just he wanted to make sure the dharma would catch up sooner for me. No, I was
Sorry.
talking the whole time. I got this.
Oh, you did? Oh, you got it. Perfect. So, are your human family? Are they very human? Are there any starseeds in there?
They are not. Some of them are not human, especially my grandmother. She was born during the Lion's Gate,
Hmm. What's the
and
Lions Gate?
I have no idea. All I know is that there's a lot of fucking light in there. There's a lot of light, but it might not be good, to be honest with you. It might be just be abuse.
Abuse?
The thing with light is that when you're trying to like figure out where someone is from and you just see a bunch of brightness and shit, like that's usually something that I want you to see.
Oh yeah, I think the bright light thing's a fucking trick. If like
Mhm.
it's where you go to like get zapped and then you get thrown back into a body with your memories lost.
And that's what happened to people in my background. So
So, do you are you a starseed when you're with your friends, or do you put a mask on?
when I'm with my friends, I'm literally like the craziest, most fun, adventurous starseed anyone's ever met. And they cannot believe that they've met someone like me.
That's amazing. Are they open to what you talk about and stuff?
Um, they don't really care. You see, I don't like. That's the thing. Like, they're kind of like. Actually, I tend to attract more, Draco energy. So like, they really just don't care.
I need
Like, it
more
likes.
Draco friends. I don't have any up here.
Oh,
I'm the lonely Draco up here.
I, I, I surround myself around so many Dracos and people who are dragons because that's where I come from. I just come from a lot of, just very like
Yeah, you have very
intense.
aggressive energy, intense energy.
And I'm trying to be more like myself, my Vega
I
layer
could
in
read you like
tendencies.
a book.
My Vega Lyran. That's naturally what I am. That's why
You
it's a
got
mess.
dragon in you, girl. You got dragon in you.
No, I do Mira. Look, I got
Yeah,
my little this is as
yeah.
much fire I want to give. You know what I'm saying?
Where are you from in the world, though? Where are you from?
Well, okay. Puerto Rico is where most of them were born, my family members.
No, but are you in Puerto Rico right now?
No, I'm literally in West Hollywood.
West Hollywood.
So
Yeah.
that's why I wanted to bring up that quote about change and about seeing like real change. No one in my family has lived around here, has done more than
Mhm.
half the stuff I've done in the last 28 years.
I'll be in there in January. Actually, we'll meet up.
We should do an interview slash video together in January because I'm ready
Yeah,
to.
I'm driving down to Anaheim, so for
Oh,
hockey.
cool.
So I usually stop in LA for a couple of days. So
That's amazing. We're definitely going to do that. I think that it's important for people to connect, like, and to understand change. Like,
yeah, we touch hands.
I'm not like better than my family. My family is actually amazing. They're
Yeah,
just,
yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean?
No, I know what you mean. I'm seeing with my family too. I'm not. I hate the word. I always catch myself correcting myself. I hate the word better. Like you're not.
Mm-hmm.
No one's better than anyone. That's called ego. We're just different, right? Different in different ways. More older, wiser. I would say
Yeah, I'm really old.
less emotional. My problem with humans are their emotions drive me fucking insane. Like they're so emotional based. It's just like a Vulcan in Star Trek talking to a human. It's just like control your emotions. Don't base your decisions on emotions. Like sleep on it and base it on logic. Your outcome will be so much better. Everyone is such an impulsive, emotional decision maker. That's why their society is so fucked. And like they, get in a fight with their girlfriend or boyfriend or boss at work or friend, and they're venting those emotions to someone they know, and then they're just creating a tornado of emotions through all these energies of people that are being affected by these emotions that started here at point A and going point B, C, D, all the way in a circle. And it's just causing so much chaos, right? That's why everyone that's friends with me or in my life knows not to vent to me. I'll just hang up and block them until they're feeling better in another day. I can't have that shit directed at me because I will become what they are and then I will explode it back on them. So that's why I also can't live with anyone because if they're having a bad day, fucking their emotions drive me insane. So
No, I've struggled with that my whole life, actually, just trying
that's
my
why high school is a
best.
nightmare for me.
Yeah, it really was a real nightmare, and it
Too many
traumatized me
emotions in a
so
small
much
place. Yeah.
that people like were, by the time I was like 26, it took me years to get over that because I didn't know how to talk to people. Like, everything
As
I
soon as I
said,
graduated, I never looked back and never talked to a fucking
never.
soul
I don't remember
ever
anyone's
again.
name. They remember my name though. They
Yeah,
remember
no,
my full name.
yeah.
They
Most Starseeds are
remember.
like that, yeah.
I don't know why though, because I don't remember them.
Well, so it's
Sorry.
so hard for us to comprehend human society, especially at such a young age, and we're just like freshly incarnated, and we're just like looking around. We're like we have to understand. Like for me, like my school was like, why do I have to smoke cigarettes and go to the smoke pit and risk my health to be cool? I'm a loser because I don't go to the smoke pit, right? That was like our high school, and you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean. So I was just like the logical
Mm-hmm.
sense of that was so stupid, and I had to like dumb myself down to like understand their comprehension of it, and then it still made no logical sense. And then I decided to be a loner, and I'm
No, I've
just
always
like
been one.
a loner, like a fly on the wall. I just like observing, and I would never talk to anyone. I was the most quietest kid ever, and I would just because I just didn't want to talk to anyone. I'm just like I'm just here to do my time, my 5 years here, and get this stupid piece of paper that says I can go do something after, and that's it.
No, I freaked out once when I was like 7 years old in the school. Like literally, there was like 300 kids surrounded me in a fucking bathroom stall while I was freaking out in the bathroom stall. It literally wasn't ever fun. It wasn't fun. Just isn't fun.
Yeah.
College is great though because you could just go, and then leave, completely and not
I
talk to
love
anyone.
online school right now.
Yeah.
So because of the COVID thing, like I'm a realtor, so every 2 years we have to do legal updates, and this is the first year we got to do it online. I found it so much more, just for me anyway, so much more easier for me to do it online because I'm not surrounded by so many energies in the classroom, and plus I don't have to drive to like fucking 2 hours away from school. I can just sit here and then I did all my homework. It was a 2 week course. I did it in one day.
Oh
And
wow.
yeah, because I was just like,
No,
this
because
way,
you're
because I could
because you're
focus.
Draco. No, get no,
Yeah,
because you
it
yeah,
was
exactly.
no, I used my AI consciousness to do it.
I
It really ripped
mean.
through
Mm,
it. I could see like when I found out it was AI, I was like really like upset that like I'm half computer, like what the fuck. But then like I love it now because it helps you comprehend so much things so much faster. But the only side effect of it is that your brain works so much faster than a soul consciousness that um, it's very hard that I lose interest in people's conversations, or if they're trying to talk to me, I'll like astral project somewhere because I'm like, this person's too slow, too boring for me. I've already predicted what they're going to say in my head, right? So,
this is something I wanted to show you that I got at the Grand Canyon.
ooh,
They were just on the floor waiting for me to get. Actually, my partner gave it to me.
I
This
love
was
rock collecting. It's
I
cool.
know it's great. This is so shiny. It's had it for 2 years.
Did it resonate with you when you grabbed it, or when your partner got it for you?
Yeah, because I was like, "Yo, why isn't there a diamond in my fucking hand?" And he gave this to me. It's like
That's
this
cool.
female bullshit. Yeah, this
No,
female Venus.
it's your pre-programming that you need a diamond on your fucking hand. People fall for it all the time. You guys are pre-programmed from fucking Disney movies on, like
Yes,
legit.
and this is it.
Yeah,
This is the
yeah,
real Disney.
yeah. I always
I
told
got
my
a
friends when they go travel the world, bring me. They're like, what do you want? I'm like, a piece of rock. Give me a rock from the world. So I have a piece of that in my house. So I have a whole collection of rocks in my house of different parts of the world.
but this is a sign. This is a sign that literally anything could happen. Like you don't need a diamond. You don't need to buy a
You still
400.
asked for one.
Well, I never asked for one. It was in my
You
brain. He
said
he
that's still
he.
manifesting it.
Yes, yes, exactly. I'm getting red because I know it's actually true. I probably did ask for it, but in my head,
How long you guys been together for?
it's not really like that long. But it's gonna be 2 years in a couple of weeks.
That's still pretty fucking long. I can't get past 2 years for some reason.
Because of the change thing. I just want people to come out. I want people to be honest with each other. Like just tell you.
Oh, fucking honesty. Are you fucking kidding
I
me? Every time I'm
know, I
honest,
know.
I get dumped in a week if I'm honest. I'm just
Me
like,
too.
if like human women could actually understand, like it's so fucked up. Like, so the most successful relationships are based on lies, and that's a true fucking fact. Because every guy I fucking know, okay, when their wife is not around, they're such a different person. You know what I
Yes.
mean? They're talking about
Yes.
some girl's tits they want to fuck, you know, how bored their life, they hate their wife, and then I'm just like sitting there not married, and I'm just like, why the fuck do I ever want to get married if this is what happens? You know what I mean? Like this is what you guys think of your wife and stuff like that. Because they get bored, you know, like being with the same, like humans were not meant to fuck the same thing the rest of their life. Like that's just might as well just that's like putting a lion in a fucking cage and asking it to be happy, right? It's never gonna happen.
It's
So
not that it's not going to happen. It's that we just don't understand change. If we all understood change, then we could actually just fuck whoever we wanted and be who we wanted
oh yeah,
to
I
be
think
with.
the
You know?
polyamorous relationships are so more evolved and healthier, or even open relationships, because it's honest. That's honesty, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like if you're gonna sit there and think that your man or woman is sexually loyal to you for 20 years, you're a fucking idiot, right?
It's not that they're an idiot. It's that they don't understand that people have hormones and that it naturally happens even if they're not intending on it.
And
This is
I hate people that say they are. Like they're like, oh, I don't act like that. I don't think like that. I'm like, you're a fucking liar. You're a human
yes.
being. You have It's a natural instinct for you to look at someone attractive and want those urges, and then eventually you will act upon it, right, in one way or another.
Always.
And
It
don't
always
sit there and
happens.
say that you're not like that, because you're chemically all the same, biologically all the same. All the same male species on the planet have two things in common: they hunt and fuck. That's all they are. Men literally see a hot chick and they already fucked her 12 times in his head, right? Like,
Mm-hmm.
so of course, like, and then girls, they get so hurt when they're, my boyfriend fucked another girl. I'm like, you're the idiot for believing that he wouldn't do it. Yeah, maybe he's an asshole for lying to say he never would, but he had to lie to be with you, or else you would never be with him if he was actually honest. And then they go cross-eyed. They're
Yes.
like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, you'd never date a guy if you actually knew what guys are. Like, guys, like, especially ages 16 to 30, they're so testosterone based that, like, they're
Mm-hmm.
so horny that, like, yeah, one girl ain't gonna cut it. So
He's my first actual boyfriend. So I
you have a first
know.
boyfriend.
Well, you know what I mean. Like the first
How
one I
old are
really,
you?
I'm 28.
Oh wow, good for you. At least you don't have all that emotional damage from dating early.
No, I dated, but I never lived with someone. I never said I loved someone. I never, I never did those things because I was never actually like, in a real committed relationship before. And
Yeah.
what I've learned is that you're right. Like that's why I never was in one, because the testosterone is real. Like, and
Oh yeah.
I'm so thankful he's older than me, because I cannot even like communicate properly with people my age. Like
Oh
it's
yeah.
too, yeah, it's
Yeah.
very like, it's like, come on, we're all grown here. We do no need to
Yeah.
DM your best friend about your drama in your relationship. Like
Oh
that's what I
yeah.
mean. Like it's no need. What
Yeah,
are
right
we
now I'm
like?
having that problem too with my girl that I'm dating right now. Her, like I said, her friends they're just like the Real Housewives, Orange County. You ever see the TV
Oh
show?
whoa.
That's what they're like, right? And then, like, I hung out with them fucking once. I went for a little dinner, and they're
That's
all there
nice.
sitting talking, and I lasted 22 minutes, and I got up and I left. And she's like, "Why'd you leave?" I'm just like, I have nothing in common with people. Like, these people are so asleep, so fucking third dimensional that, like, it's irritating for me to even be here. She's like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, and I don't even drink. I don't do anything. And they're all partying and, doing
Yeah, they're
doing
drinking, right?
drugs and drinking.
That's what I
I
was
don't
just
do
about to
any. I don't have anything in common with that shit. And then I'm
it's
like,
the
I'm sorry.
thing.
Like, I cannot stand your friends. Don't ever invite me to a birthday party. Don't ever invite me to a fucking wedding with those people. I'm being nice right now by walking away. You know what I mean? And it's nothing against them. They're just like probably 5 or 10 incarnations away from being awakened. So it's
Oh
just like,
wow,
what
that's
what
really
is the
bad.
what is the point of me even, like, I can't even, like, if I dumb myself down, I will get irritated and probably snap on all of them and, be very rude to them. So I'm just gonna walk away and I'm just gonna make excuses I can't hang out, right? So, which then again, I'm like, I don't know how this relationship will last if, like, I don't even like her friends. So
Can I give you some advice with it?
yeah, please.
I'm being honest. I'm just gonna be
Yeah, I love
honest.
honesty, brutally honest, please. Love it.
Okay, all right. You want me to be honest? Okay,
Yeah,
so listen, because we
I'm
both
listening.
know that you're smart as fuck, all right, and that you literally aren't just smart, but you use that smartness and you transmute it into actual reasoning, something that a lot of people don't do. But the drinking, just be honest with her. You should actually just open up with her about how literally drinking has been used to actually terrorize communities in this entire world. For example, I'm an Arawakan Taino. My people do not drink. They don't do. They've been given the drink so they can make the bad decisions. You should try to maybe just educate her more on indigenous
I'd
things.
like, I'm the type of person, I'm like, I walk into a room, they're all drinking. I'm like, I didn't know you're all suicidal. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, you're all drinking. That's
You're
pretty suicidal,
literally
but very low
killing
dimensional
yourself.
food. They're like, what are you talking about? Like, then they call me controlling. You're trying to control us. I go, free women, me too
No,
movement. I'm like, holy fuck, no, 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 no.
no,
I'm
that
just
is
saying, drinking is a low vibrational diet, same as
it's a
eating fast food, same as
poison.
smoking cigarettes or doing drugs is suicide. It's, if you
It's
know the
not
outcome
poison.
of it, and you're doing, it's just like someone that gets cancer from smoking, but they smoke their whole life. Why would anyone shed a fucking tear over you that you smoked your whole life and got cancer from it? There's no point. It's just like someone that eats fast food the whole life or artificial sugar the whole life and gets cancer. There's no point in, making a Facebook post about your mom or dying of cancer when they fucking did all that shit. So
And that's literally my perspective right there. I think it's a poison, and
it's such a
yeah,
poison. It's
it's
actually one of the
literally
biggest turnoffs about
oh,
my girlfriend right now is when she goes out and drinks.
just just
I
talk to her
ignore her
about it.
I ignore her the whole night,
Oh my
and
god,
then
no.
she's like, why'd you ignore me all night? Why didn't you answer my call or texts? I'm like,
Because
because
you're
like
drunk.
you're drunk, and I'm like, I
You're
find
drunk.
it super. I'm a sober person. I find it super unattractive that you act like you're 12 years old and you're 27 years old, right? So
Yeah.
you girls are like the oldest girls at the bars when you guys go out. Like, why are you still acting like you're hot 19-year-olds? They
Because
hate
it's
that comment.
programming. There's a
Oh, I know. It's
programming.
social life, right?
I love
And
social
then
life, but I want to educate and help everyone. So I'm telling you right now, Hendrik, just talk to her more about how alcoholism has actually just hurt nations. It's not even just the fact that it literally kills people, but it hurts nations. It's not good. It's actually traumatic for native people to even look at that or be
I
around
don't
it.
have the fucking energy or the
I
care
know, I
to even
know.
tell them because they're not going to
You
listen
should get a.
anyways. They're
I'm
like
petting.
children. No. I know. I know. I need. It probably won't last much longer. Like the next time she goes out, I'll probably just be so sexually turned off. I don't even want to touch her. So
just if she can't get with it, then you gotta tell her, listen, man, if you're not gonna quit it with the alcohol around me at least, because if she ever did she go
it's
around
okay
you?
to have a drink, but
Yeah, of
when you're
course.
fucking drinking 3 days straight and you stink like a fucking alcohol factory and sweat like it's like a bender, I'm
That's
like,
unattractive
that's super unattractive. You're
for a
27
star
years
seed.
old.
For a star seed specifically, it's unattractive because we don't like those smells. Those smells are literally like
Oh, I can smell it
poison.
from a mile away. And like she
Yeah.
had to take 3 showers. I still smelled it. I'm like, it's like I don't smoke, so I can smell a smoker, right? So it's
Mhm.
just like I don't want to touch you. And it took me like a week to get over it, right?
I
Of
think that
like
you need to reanalyze things because it's hurting you, and I'm sorry you're going through that.
I shouldn't be going through this. I'm like,
That's what I mean. It's like not something you're listen, I know you're probably trying to help. Here's the thing. People are like fucking making us sometimes feel that we're trying to hurt them or hold them back from finding joy and love. It
mhm.
hurts to be told the truth, but I swear we're literally just trying to make sure everyone has a chance for their afterlife to be the best they can be for their afterlife.
Yeah.
Drinking is literally like saying, okay, I'm going to transmute this into something else in my afterlife. It
Uh,
could be turned into something else because it's a poison.
oh, no,
So
it literally is. It's like then that's where we get back to tradition. Humans have been drinking for thousands of years, and I'm like, doesn't mean it's good.
no,
Doesn't
no,
mean
no.
it's like right.
That's what I mentioned about the native thing. Certain humans have been drinking and using alcohol for abuse for a certain amount of years. Some of
Yes,
them
but
have
like where does
been for
the logic, where does it
spiritual.
come from? It's reptilian, right? So
Yes.
here's full disclosure, humans don't want to hear. Drugs and alcohol and fast foods, artificial sugar,
That
MSG, food coloring,
shit.
all that shit,
It,
preservative GMOs have all been created by a alien race called the reptilians
that,
that give it to human knowledge in their dreams, and then they become rich overnight and they make all this fucking fast food shit, and but it's designed to slowly kill you and make you slowly low vibration and slowly poison your mind and your chakras and your energy. So when you have, so it's easier to attack your energy auras when you're sleeping. And this is why kids, when they have, for example, like they eat artificial sugar when they're kids and they have nightmares before bed. It's because you're low vibrationing them so bad with sugar that it's easier for these dark entities to attack them at night. And this is why they're having crazy bad dreams. It's like that's all real. Like it's all real just because it's not happening in this reality. It is happening in other realities because you're a
exactly.
multi-dimensional species. Yeah.
A lot of these musicians who have died of alcoholism, drug overdose that we know about, that we like praise, it's like that's a form of like how we're asleep and we don't even realize it, you know?
Oh, it's so fucked. A lot of humans don't even know that in America that you could buy heroin or cocaine at a corner store in the 1920s and it was legal. A lot of
Mhm.
people don't even know any of that shit. Or you could buy opiates, pretty much everything. And that MDMA was created by doctors to for war people that came home from World War I and World War II to so they could love again and also to save marriages. So all this stuff was actually created by our government and sold at one point legally until they'd be like, oh shit, this shit's addictive. It's just like oxys. when oxys were a thing, right? And then everyone started this big opiate addiction happen because the doctor, oh shit, this shit's really addictive, man. We should stop. But you already got the public addicted to it, right? So maybe you think about even the bigger picture. Maybe this is a planned thing because an addicted population is easier to control than a smart, healthy population, right? Of
Exactly.
course, and of course they want you fucking addicted, right? Why do you? There's so many testimonies coming out with Pablo Escobar's son talking
Mm.
about that how the CIA created the drug industry, like,
Oh
and
my
they
God, I
fucking
can't
worked with
believe he's
Pablo.
talking. I can't believe he's talking. He is,
Yeah,
because his father is dead. So like
yeah,
now he could talk. Now
yeah.
I got a Cuban grandfather. I'm not Cuban, but he, remarried.
The two
Yeah.
biggest money industries in the world is sex trafficking and
Mm-hmm.
drugs. Two biggest
Mm-hmm.
ones.
And being a native like from Puerto Rico, like having that, like it's really been like, Rose, don't drink, Rose, don't do coke, Rose, don't have sex with a bunch of people. It's like, if I expose myself to those things, people don't even understand. It's not that I'm trying to be better than you. It's not that I'm trying to one up you by saying I don't do those things. It's because if I do it, literally, I'm just gonna be reprogrammed to that other Puerto Rican person that you know, right? The one that you see when you're thinking of Puerto Rican. It's not you specifically, but whoever's watching this. And it's like, nah, like I am literally my own person. Literally, I've always been my own person. And my
Mm-hmm.
first language was Spanish, and I never even let that get to me. No one even knows I know Spanish by heart. You can't really fucking hear that in me because I didn't let that get to me. That's how accents are created, right? Like it's all in the way you are. It's in the body.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, they're gonna get your body. If you don't know the flow for someone like me, like a Vega, it's not gonna tap in right with me physically. Like literally, I feel it in my actual womb because
Yeah.
we've been on here
I,
in Earth.
off topic, how's the COVID thing doing down there?
It's horrible. People here are just like horrible. It's horrible.
Yeah,
It.
my
I'm not even
buddies,
gonna pretend at all. It's bad.
yeah, my buddies traveled to Romania for 1 month. So they went to Romania for 2 weeks. Then they went to Austria, drove to Germany, and then they went to Rome, all the bad parts of Rome. They filmed everything, and then they went to London in 1 month. And they just got back 2 days ago. And they're like, yeah, like the COVID actually is not even a thing over there. Like
Mm.
they're all laughing at us over here because our media is so controlled that they're out partying and on the beaches and they're having a good time. There's actually no cases, and they're all
Nothing.
making fun of American media that we're all being lied to and controlled. And
Yep.
they couldn't believe like how bad the COVID is such a lie.
It's not that it's just a lie. It's that people are just not doing the things they're supposed to do it, so we cannot be in this trap anymore. You know,
Mm-hmm.
if we just if Trump would have just told us and showed himself wearing a mask, then we all would have just worn a mask and we all be out right now on the beach having fun. But we
Mm-hmm.
can't really do that because people are just dumb and they don't want us to have the opportunities to have fun. They just
Mm-hmm.
want to build a wall. They just want to cause a civil war.
Well, it's pretty pathetic how humans let their governments get away with so much shit
Exactly.
like unlike humans, like you could literally change your society the next day by just not paying taxes or going to work. You could literally march on Parliament Hill, and you have to remember the army and the police is us. They can't stop us. Right? It's all that their best control they have is manipulation. That's all they have on us. They don't have anything else but that. So yeah.
Oh, Hendrix, it's so nice to actually finally talk to you. I'm so happy I got to meet you. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
nice to meet you too. So we got 5 minutes left here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get you to make a message to humans and then a message to star seeds. Go.
My message to humans is that change is inevitable. We literally all die, but death is not what you think it is. And my message to fellow star seeds watching this, please just understand that patience is literally like showing, like having anger. Even if you have anger in you, even if you have resentment in you, it doesn't have to go out that way. You can transmute it. You could just learn to transmute these powerful powers that you have that bring power.
Very beautiful. Thank you for your time today. It was very nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too, Hendrix. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Talk to you later. Bye.